I'm Aly.
Hi everyone, I'm Jackie.
And we are with Sonora Credit Restoration. We are starting a new Q&A section called Aly Meets The Industry. That's right, I'm going to be the one talking and we're going to be having a different guest. Either we are going to be going to their place of business or they will be coming to us. But you're going to get to know a little bit about every industry and who's behind the scenes and how credit and insurance can come into play in those industries. But of course, we had to start with our very own Jackie Salas, who is our processor in Sonora Credit Restoration. So I do want to introduce her. Jackie.
Thank you, Aly. Thank you.
Well, first let's get to know you, Jackie. I'm gonna pretend like I do not know you. Okay? And that's how we're gonna do this. All right, Jackie, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became a credit processor? What made you be in credit and how long have you been doing this?
What made me, honestly, it started when I got my house. That's how I got introduced to it, but it didn't really get my attention. It was just, fix our credit right away so we could go ahead and get our house. So it started from there, but then I left it because I had my other baby. So it's been a while. And then after that, we got our home. We fixed our credit. So it's been 2 years since I was introduced to this credit industry.
To the credit industry?
Yes.
And you've been a processor for 2 years, or you just?
I've been a processor for, I want to say, 1.5 years, because the first company that I started with, I started just as a credit consultant, and I was only for a credit consultant. I was only there for like 3 months. After that, I became the processor, and then from there, I just took over. And then, unfortunately, it didn't work with the first company. I moved to another company. Unfortunately, with that one, it didn't work either. So I said, you know what? I need to do this. I need to get on it, get on board, start learning it more, and have somebody here locally in Yuma that, it could be like just the face of Yuma, that people here know that we're here. And if they want to meet us face to face, I was like, we are here. So that's what got me into like more of this, like more interested in learning the how abouts of the credit restoration world.
And that's how I met you too. Yeah. When I was in the banking world, I was looking for referral sources and I heard about credit, and that's kind of how I got introduced to you. Then you taught me, about what it was. I believed in it. So yes, I mean, this is our journey of starting this, teaming up and starting this. So I'm really excited to do it. Yes. But
you know what? And right now that you touch base, hopefully she sees the video. When I started my home journey, my realtor, the one that referred me to you and the one that referred you to me, Alma Rodriguez, she's the one that gave me your info. But then you reached out to me. Yeah, I guess you reached out to me, and I was going to reach out to you, but then I guess you beat me to it, and that's how we started. But yeah, with Alma. Alma is still my realtor.
When I say the one that was in the banking world too, right?
I think so. But she's Alma Rodriguez. Her daughter is the owner of Sunkiss.
Oh yes,
yes,
Alma.
Yes,
She's amazing.
Yeah, she is. She is. Awesome. So this is how like everything started. So with Alma.
Oh, we connected.
Yeah. Yeah. Referrals work, and connecting with people. Yuma is a small town.
It is a small town, and honestly, I joined forces with Jackie because I also went to a company, not the same one Jackie was at.
No.
But then we joined forces with this other company. Unfortunately, it wasn't working to how we wanted to provide service to clients. And I feel like this is an opportunity for us to say that,
Yes.
And like we are really big on follow-ups and just like setting the clear expectations, I would say. So then when you're like, you know what, let's just do it.
Yes.
So Sonora Credit Restoration was born. And that's where we're at. We're really trying to like push it in a different angle. So
yes,
I like it. But let's go back to getting to know Sonora. What do you enjoy most about the work you do at Sonora Credit Restoration?
What I enjoy most is when I get those deleted emails from the collections. repossessions, charge-offs, whatever. That's what I enjoy the most. I enjoy everything, but when you get that, it's like that account has been deleted. It's like an awesome feeling, honestly.
You do that for a client and
Yes,
say,
for
like,
all
we
our
did it.
clients,
Yeah.
we did it. It's like, you know what? We did it. We did it. So that's what I love from it. I do.
Being able to help. I love that. Okay. Now let's see a little bit inside the credit world. What's the most common issue you see when clients come to you for help?
Collections. Some of them are under the impression, you have to pay off that collection. Don't get me wrong. Yes, we still have to pay it, but there's a lot of processing. And that's when we sit down with the client and explain to them what the credit restoration is. So it's getting a second opportunity. So the main thing is collections. Collections is the big one, the biggest one that I get all the time that we are just misconcept of, I want to say. So it's that's the main one. Out of everything, the charge-offs or foreclosures or anything like that, it's the collection.
Collections.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I would think that.
Late payments could be a little bit more complicated than collections because they're worried more about the collection than the actual late payment. I mean, late payment is bigger than a collection.
Okay.
So it has more meaning of a late payment than you actually having a collection. And it's something that could also be, repaired in your credit file, but it holds more weight than an actual collection.
You see, we've been telling you. And can you explain the difference between a dispute and actual restoration?
A dispute, they go hand in hand. A dispute is when I send out the letters to the credit bureaus, and now we send it to the collection companies. With the credit bureaus, we're saying, hey, this is a misinformation that you have here on the client's file, da 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 da, and we send it out, and they start doing their investigation. So that's the dispute that we have to send in. They legally take 30 days for them to respond to us and go from, what, you are right. Sometimes we get on the first try. That's a dispute. It's like we get it right, and in the 30 days, they go ahead and delete it because they can't actually verify that account. Okay. So the dispute, it's more like, we have to send it. That's the main thing, disputing everything, even the single little letter out of your name that could hold you towards an account that's negative. With that, we could go ahead and just have that account also deleted.
Okay, to have everything up to date.
Yes, everything has to, by law, everything has to match. Your credit file has to match your, information, word by word, letter by letter, number by number. Everything has to be matched in order for it to legally belong to you.
See, this is all learning information from everybody. I just feel like people might not always pay attention to what they can do, and they go for other routes. So this is good info,
yes,
guys.
Yes,
And
it is.
what is a quick win, or what's a quick win someone can do today to improve their credit?
Give us a call. Give us a call so we could go ahead and take a look at their credit file, and so we can start working on it right away. I don't know. Some of them, it doesn't have to be that you have to have something set in mind saying, oh, I'm going to fix it because I want to get a house. You don't have to have a goal to fix your credit. It's just that you have to have a fixed credit because in emergency, I'm not saying God forbid, knocking on wood. It's like if you need a loan right away, or your home insurance doesn't cover a loss or something, then where are you going to get the funds from?
And how long do the consultations go for? How long do you need people to actually give you for you to explain to them on that free consultation?
It varies, but normally it's about 30 minutes. Okay. And if we have if they have a longer history, then whatever questions that they have, but normally it's about 30 minutes, and we could get them on their happy way and start their credit repair.
30 minutes of your time is all we need. And it can be done by phone, video, or in person, right?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. A lot of people don't realize credit affects their insurance. Can you explain how?
Yes, I didn't even know that until when I started with the credit restoration department kind of stuff. We have the main bureaus that we have. It's Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. But then we have LexisNexis, and I forgot the name of the other bureau. Um, Check Systems. You were familiar with Check Systems,
Yeah,
though.
that's in the banking world.
Yes.
Financial institutions.
Well, LexisNexis is one main of them, actually. That's the one that also gets reports from mainly Experian, and that's when you get an insurance quote. It's like they pull. It's LexisNexis, but LexisNexis is feeding off your credit. So it could be all three of them, or it could just be Equifax. How whatever they want, information they want to pull. So that's how they feed on to getting slash of your history credit with payments and your accounts. And then obviously with the insurance, if you had any accidents, anything like that. So that's how that is pulled within your insurance information.
So with that, guys, yes, it does play a fact in the rate that you get on your premium.
Yes.
So the better your credit is, the better rate you will get on your premium. Follow me for more tips
Yes.
on insurance and credit. And credit. Have you seen someone be denied or overcharged on a policy because of their credit?
I have. I want to say it was like 2 years ago when I started with the first company, when I was getting, into the credit restoration and all that stuff. So with their insurance, they were shopping around, but I guess, the more that they shopped around, the more that their credit was being pulled, and it was also factoring with this other credit bureau, which is what's LexisNexis. So it's you fix your credit and you're gonna probably get a little. They didn't, mind you, they didn't have any like accidents. They didn't have anything on their driving record. The problem was with their credit. So you know, it was weighing. It was weighing more than their positive driving history or zero accidents or anything. So it was like you're not getting a fair, insurance quote on it. So when they joined the company that I was previously before, they started working on their credit. So it started working after that. I don't know what happened because that's when, I left the other company, but I saw that's, when they sat down with me, explained to me, the one that was my former supervisor, it's like, this is how it works. And this is how it's, going to be. Now I know a little bit more information that I've been studying and, doing my classes on Sundays. So that's how it comes in. I understand we have a big old misconcept of the credit restoration and what we could do with the credit, but at the end of the day, having a healthy credit, it's like you could go wherever you want to, or if you wake up tomorrow and say, hey, you know what? I want to buy another house. Let's start doing it right here, right now. You don't have to wait. So your credit is already healthy, that you don't have to wait, to get it fixed and to start burning on it or anything like that. It's like right then and there.
And it's crazy you're explaining that, because that actually leads me to my next question, which is what is one of stuck tongue tied. What's one misconception about credit you hear all the time?
That it can get fixed.
And why is that?
Because we don't take the time to look for the information, or we didn't have anybody here locally in Yuma that would actually go and sit down with you and explain it to you how we work or how would we go on about it. So that's the main one, that once your credit is no good, you're like, you know what, I'm done. Everything from now on has to be high interest rate, a co-signer under somebody else's name, or they could do me the favor. If you have to borrow money either from someone else, a person, it's like the crazy high interest rate because it's, their money. They have no other collateral against you, or pawn shops or anything like that. It's paying high interest rate on your money. So that's the big one, that thinking that we can't fix our credit. We could get a second opportunity, a third one maybe, but then I think after we get that second one, we really learn that it's really hard, to fix it again, because it's not from day to night that we fix the credit. No, it does take time, but we don't stop fighting. So the client also has to understand that, as long as they're with us and they're doing, what we tell them to do, telling them, hey, do this, go this way or that way, we get there. We get the client there to a healthy credit report, credit file. So from there, I think the client learns and saying, you know what? No more late payments, no more letting, skipping the payment on this or anything like that. Because yes,
okay.
Yes.
And what do you wish people knew before they started trying to fix their credit on their own? Because there's some people that were like, no, I'll do it. So what do you say on those cases?
You could try it. And there's Google and there's everything that's going to tell you, hey, start doing fixing your credit like this. And because I was one of those, I was going off by, hey, I'm going to start doing this and I'm going to start typing this letter. You could start it right away and then maybe you'll get one or two accounts, but then it comes to like the harder ones when the credit bureaus start fighting you back and you're like, oh my gosh, so what's the next letter that I need to send, or what do I need to do now? But the thing is that you kind of like become a lawyer because you could start using the laws against them. It's just that you have to look for them. You have to look, you have to learn the coding. What does it stand for? What's it going to help you with? So, and then you have to see how you're going to word the letter to Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion in order for them not to ignore you, because you can send off the letter, but they're going to send you a stall letter, what we call them. It's a stall letter saying, they're going to tell you, I don't think this was you, sending this letter, so we're just going to ignore it. So there goes 2 or 3 weeks down the drain that you were waiting for results, positive results, but then they sent you a letter saying, no, it wasn't you, blah, blah, blah. We think, somebody else was sending on your behalf, which, whatever. So that's them ignoring you. So the letters that you send, it's like you have to know how you're going to send them. How are you going to get their attention to really pay attention to your letter and do what you're asking them to do? Because somewhere in there's an error that's not supposed to be in your credit file.
Okay. There's that. I'm even learning stuff and I'm doing this too. I'm like, just saying. Alrighty. Well, final thoughts, Jackie. What is one piece of advice you would give to anyone struggling with credit right now?
Look at your credit file. Reach out to us. The consultations are free. Doesn't cost you anything. If you can't start right now, you can start next week or next month. Start making a plan, and because we could help. We could help.
Work with payment plans?
We do.
Budget?
That's when we sit down with the client and we hear them out, what they want, what their goal is going to be. We hear them out, and that's when we come up with the plan and say, hey, okay, we're going to start working with you. We're going to start doing this, then the payment plan, and from there we move on forward.
Okay. And how can people connect with you for a consultation? Where can we find you?
Social media. Instagram, that's Sonora Credit Restoration.
Follow us.
Yes. My phone number is 928-287-4699. Your phone number, Aly?
Too many phone numbers.
But she's also on social media, though. She's also in Instagram. So you guys send her a message. Yes.
But it's 928-275-1260. Say 1260.
Yes.
I gotta learn it better. But Jackie, as always, it's lovely talking to you.
To you too, Miss Aly.
I'm more payasa than this. I am trying to act like very pro.
That makes two of us.
That makes two of us. Well, guys, that was it for our little Q&A. So again, my name is Aly.
Miss Jackie.
See you next time, guys.